Oh,
And we should be good.
do I don't even have that link open.
Hello to everyone in the chat. Chat.
I'm gonna try that again. Oh, I feel like I got a brain cloud. Just
Yeah. I chalk that up to dehydration.
yeah, it's just how I don't know. Just feel. Oh, what the fuck, man! Is it what things pull up weird? Oh, fuck you, wiki. Let's go to Twitch. Oh, I don't need to look at a liposuction. What the fuck?
Internet,
What
you've
just
let me
happened?
Oh my god. Sam, be quiet.
Due to an issue described on our blog post, reset your. What? Fuck you. Oh, I think that's a whatchamacallit.
Huh?
Idiot.
Ooh, yeah.
Your current password is not correct. I don't know what my current password is. I've logged on one fucking time. I don't know what I just changed it to.
Jesus.
I was typing too fast. I don't remember what I just did. Alright, fine. I'm gonna update my password on there. Because I'm not gonna remember.
Hey, Toxic Joker.
I'm all out of love. So lost without you. Can fuck. I don't know why I can't think. Stream test. We should be live now, shouldn't we?
Yep. Yeah, to everyone in chat, no Hannah this week. He had, other things he needed to take care of. Like family. Whatever.
Why can't I find the live stream?
Just, I don't know. Twitch.tv/E1M whenever. Oh, chat, we will need your help for, titles this week. Since
Since we
Title
are
Master
awful
isn't
at it.
here. And we are bad at them. Just flat out.
Channel not found. Fantastic.
Great. Whatevs, let's start recording. Or start doing this since I'm starting to get super sweaty.
Okie dokie.
Ow. Alright, ready to kick this off?
I'm almost there. Oh, got it. Boom. Alright, paused. Alright, fuck it. Fuck it. Let's go.
Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston Over There's Knobs.
Hello!
No Hannah this week. He had things to take care of. So, and for anyone that's listening, you may hear some sort of windy fan noise behind me. It is almost 100 degrees here, and we do not have AC in this house, so deal with it.
Oh, it's just a Santa Ana blowing in.
Good times. Anywho, let's start off with what you've been playing.
Alrighty. Well, again, pretty much the two games have been staples in my gaming for the last month. Left 4 Dead Monday Night Game Night, always a blast. It got rough last week, if I remember correctly.
Poops got rough.
Oh yeah, it's been real rough. And I wonder if Scott's still keeping track of winning percentage. I wonder what mine's at now. Because it's got to be up there. But no, good time. Thanks for everybody coming out. Still join us every Monday night, 10 p.m. EST. Well, we have an absolute riot. Every week is just... It's just fun to kill your friends. it just
I'd like to provide you with the Exhibit A.
Yes.
Recording from June 30th, 2013.
Oh, this would be admissible, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably, yeah. The defendant said, "It's just fun to kill your friends." Jury, how can
I'm not doing a violent video game referendum. Any help here?
How can we trust these gamers when they want to kill their friends?
Now I could already change that into a soundbite. If it ends up in court, I'm in trouble.
And then someone just
it's gonna end up on the O'Reilly Factor.
someone does one of those remixes.
Here, this is from a clean podcast. It's fun to kill your friends. Oh, come on.
What do gamers like to do to their friends?
It's like playing laser tag, even though now this is way out of context.
Do you have a gamer in your house? They might be the most deadly thing there, News at 11.
Quotes by Knobs.
This gamer, who is his hacker alias Knobs.
Yeah, I'm a hacker. I destroyed a CD-ROM drive this week just trying to eject it.
Who knows what he's doing to your children if he's this violent?
This stupid disc popped up out of the tray into the player, and I'm like,
what do I do now?
Hot swap didn't work so well either, because I think I fried another one. Fun times at Tech World.
So hey, join us for Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah, please come.
Help kill your friends.
We like to fake play guns.
Yep.
Cowboys and Indians.
Pew pew.
Yeah. Then I kind of got sidetracked pretty much all week, but I did play some more UT 2K4 because I have a problem. The first step is admitting it. I do have a problem with that game. I just can't stop.
Well, unfortunately, we didn't capture this on the live stream, so we don't have it recorded. But Knobs and I were talking about my recent port impulse control. I pre-ordered an Xbox One as well as the PS4, and we were joking that that's usually Knobs that I have to have the conversation about port impulse control for. But apparently, we have switched bodies lately, and I'm just going to buy everything.
Apparently, big-ticket items are not a problem for you anymore.
No. Well, I'm not made of infinite money, so I probably shouldn't, but, whatever. New consoles.
Yeah. Who's going to tell you no?
How long has it been since we got new consoles? 8 years? I gotta buy both at this point.
Screw it.
That makes sense, right, guys?
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You're not going to hear any flack from this end, even though I did think it was funny, because that was totally something I would have done.
I'm not going to get any flack from the guy that bought 3 copies of Saints Row the Third. 4 copies. There we go.
4 copies. And I bought... Oh, who was it that I bought Unreal Tournament? Soul Man. I bought Unreal Tournament and gifted it to him so he could play that week.
See, that's okay, though, because that's only, what, like $5?
No, it was 30 at that time.
Oh. Well,
like it was right after the sales and everything. It was just Unreal 2K4.
Ugh. Well, it's worth it.
He's like, well, I don't know. Wait, what did you do? Don't worry about it. Just install it.
Just enjoy.
But yeah, so I've been playing a lot of that. I'm in like the last 2 ending tournament things where I'm fighting on deck 17. And I swear I have won this 3 times and it's not giving me credit for it, and I'm getting upset.
Fishing.
It's like we're all the like leaders of the league are fighting it out for the big crown jewel or whatever, the big gold tournament.
The baseball diamond.
I have to have. It's probably that ridiculous looking trophy. It's got all the little pennants around it, but
yeah.
It's such a dumb trophy. But the one thing I did play that I'm very excited about and I'm really enjoying is Muramasa Rebirth.
Oh, I fired that up too.
Wow, that game looks amazing.
Man, that's one of those Vita games.
I picked it up on Vita, and it plays flawlessly. That game just screams style.
It's so much better now that you don't have to hit up to jump, because that was how the Wii version was, and that was a mess.
Oh, that would have drove me crazy
Because you can use so much control in that game to pull off really cool combos.
well, yeah, even just the up attack.
Yep.
Did you go through the tutorial on it?
I did. That's the majority I did, and then I sort of farted around in like the first screen. It's exactly the same thing as the Wii one, except for some reason they cut out all the additional characters that were supposed to come in it, and they're gonna sell them as DLC, which is kind of a big bummer.
Oh, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But I didn't even know about that stuff. But all I know is I got body snatched within the first 5 minutes of it,
Yep.
and I'm like, okay, that's where this is going.
Yep.
Very angry looking soul.
Did you play as the guy or the girl?
I think the girl,
Okay.
whichever one was the first choice.
I think Momohime, I think her name is,
Yeah,
or something like
the
that.
the one in the pink.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I've been playing through. Odd enough that I picked the female lead for the first time. But I really like the combos in that system, and man, those bosses seem to take forever to kill.
And they're huge. Like that's the best stuff Vanillaware does. These big, giant articulated bosses.
That first one, the blue Cyclops dude with
Yeah.
the skull Buddha beads or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm sitting there like I beat his health down, and all of a sudden it breaks and it's full again. I'm like, how many of these does he have?
We need
I killed 4 of them.
we need like one of those old like those old beat 'em ups like Streets of Rage where like you had a yellow health bar, then a green one, then a pink one.
Yeah.
Then when you get down to the blue one, oh
Or the
man,
red one.
Finally the red one. It's like, oh man, this is the final one. Keep feeding quarters.
Yeah, I really like that. What game was it? Yeah, like the old beat 'em up games like Final Fight and stuff always had
Yeah.
like that where it beats it down, or even just has it times 2.
Yeah, something like that.
What would
They're
be
all
so
yellow,
fun?
but there's 3 of them.
Yeah, why not? Or at least have it like layered and just one breaks and the next one comes forward and breaks and comes forward. It'd be a cool effect, but
Yeah.
it was just frustrating. Cause I'm like, I don't even know if I'm really. I feel like I'm doing these really sick combos on them, like
Yeah,
like 39, 40 hits, and I'm like, hey, just watch the health bar go down, and all of a sudden it shatters and another one pops up.
Yeah.
But I really love the style of this game. My only real gripe is she seems a little floaty. But a lot of the platforming, I'm having trouble like just kind of just jumping.
Yeah, I think her character is floatier than the guy. I think the both of them control a little bit differently.
Like
If I remember.
she jumps really far, really fast, and then I'm like before I get a chance to land, I'm already double jumped and I'm up like 2 sections higher than I am. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, whatever.
Yeah, it takes some getting used to.
I love the swapping swords. And did you
Yep.
look at the sword crafting?
No. I'm
Holy
glad that's
cow!
still in there.
There's a gajillion swords.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a trophy for getting all of them too, which is the worst.
That's not going to happen. But it's ridiculous. Like I couldn't believe it. They're like, "Oh, check out sword crafting." I was like, "All right, yeah, I got some." Oh no!
You can make 500 swords. Hooray!
Like I was literally, I just kind of was like, "Oh, this one." No, there's one this way, there's one this way, and they go way down, and I'm like, "Oh."
It's like the first time you fired up Mortal Kombat 9, you're like, "Oh, cool, the whole tokens thing is back." Oh, there's this. That's a lot of graves. Oh, there's like 4 other areas. Okay,
Okay.
great. Okay.
And you know
I'll be here a
what?
while.
I did them all because it was awesome.
Yeah, man, I'm so glad they brought that system back. I really hope they keep doing that for other Mortal Kombat games.
Yeah, I keep thinking like one Mortal Kombat was that 2 years ago now.
Yeah, wow.
It seems like it was last year
Yeah.
for some reason.
Last year was Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, I think.
No,
Or
that
was
was.
that even-
Or you're thinking Injustice was this past year.
Yeah, Injustice was recent.
I think it might have been the year. I don't know, man. Years
I
are
don't
so messy anymore, but
My brother,
I'm really enjoying it, and it's kind of been my wind down game since I put Luminous away since I beat my high score by 20.
You put it to bed for a couple months.
Yeah, went to bed for a little bit. I got something else to distract me, but
Yeah.
because I really did enjoy playing Guacamelee on the Vita. I thought that was
Yeah.
a fantastic platform, and this seems a little bit more intense as far as RPG, and the reading always kind of knocks me out.
Yeah.
Like I feel myself falling asleep. I'm like, let's just pay attention.
The voice acting still seems good, though. Like, it's all the Japanese voice acting.
Yeah.
I think the translation's been cleaned up a little bit, too, from the Wii version. That's what I've heard. Which will help it a lot.
Yeah, it seems like it's going the same place. I already found my original soul, and the guy's like, well, you know what? I'm going to keep this body a little bit longer. I'm like, dude, you made such a point to go out and find her. Now that I found her, give her soul back. Come on.
Just be bro. Come on.
Come on, do me a solid.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much all I've been playing. I really want to get through that, but I kind of hit that weird spot in gaming where I'm just kind of meh.
Yeah, that's
on everything. Like,
yeah.
I want to pick up Deadpool, but I'm like,
oh
do I
man,
really
maybe
play it?
you should wait for a little bit. That game seems pretty rough.
I don't know,
Toxic
I hear it's
Joker
really
actually
fun.
asked about that in chat. Yeah, I don't. That game seems, as much as I want to support High Moon Studios because they do a lot of good stuff, seems like a game that'll be pretty cheap pretty quickly.
But I mean, that seems like such a me game. Like
Yeah.
that seems something I would be able to I would just love.
Yeah.
And plus, it's Deadpool. I really do enjoy Deadpool.
But yeah, Knobs and I were talking about this before we were recording. That like, it's that time of the year where nothing's coming out. There's no, the weather's getting really warm. A lot of stuff's going on at work, and then, usually this is the good time to kind of chew through a lot of games in your backlog. But I don't want to do any of that.
Like, all right, I saw Dragon's Dogma sitting in cellophane. I barely touched on Space Marine.
Yeah.
I have XCOM sitting in cellophane. Like all these
really
great
games.
games.
Yeah.
I just got Uncharted 3 back from Sean, which I totally forgot I bought.
Oh, nice.
And I still haven't played 1 and 2. Like, they're all just sitting downstairs.
A lot of these games you can just pop on easy and blow through them.
Yeah, I probably should do that, but I just don't.
Yeah.
It's just one of
season.
those things where I just kind of... I mean, I'm spending most of my time doing, like, outside stuff. Like, yard work is killing me. Like, I go
now
outside
that the weather's
and I
nice.
just want to sit here just... I'm going to watch MasterChef UK Professionals.
Nice.
Because that show's awesome.
Yeah, I haven't watched the UK one yet.
It's really good.
I'm gonna have to go catch that. Alright. Speaking of me chewing through my backlog, I'm continuing to play Final Fantasy V.
Why not?
Still having a super tough time. Sort of for a while there, figured out how to beat a bunch of the really tough bosses. Totally cleared out a lot of the stuff I was having trouble with last week. And the weird thing about it is my party is actually really good. Now I'm sort of realizing that my entire party is really good. It just takes forever to beat bosses because I don't have a lot of... I don't really have any offensive stuff. So I have to rely on like 1 or 2 of my party members to do any damage, really. So a lot of boss fights are taking like 20, 30, 40 minutes. They're going okay. They're just going to take forever. But now I'm running into the hardest, what I think is the hardest dungeon in the game. It's called Fork Tower, and it's basically 2 halves of this one tower. One side you can only use magic, and one side you can only use physical stuff. And if you use the opposite in either tower, any of the enemies will completely destroy you. And same thing with the bosses. But you have to split your party up. You have to do both towers at the same time. And you have to fight both bosses kind of at the same time, story-wise. And the one boss, if you do any magic against him, he punishes you and absorbs all that damage. And then the other boss, if you do any physical on him, he resets the entire battle. So even if you're at the end and you accidentally hit attack, restarts the entire battle for you. I went to go do that, and both bosses one-shotted me. Just right out of the gate. So like, okay, I should probably grind a little bit here so I don't totally get destroyed.
And that's for the 5-job fiesta?
Yeah. Yeah. So, still having a hell of a lot of fun. I think if I finish it, I think the fiesta goes until the 31st of August. I think if I finish it, I'll start another more difficult run again, just to see if I can get a little bit more challenge out of it from a different party. But still having a blast. Final Fantasy V is great. Everyone should go play it.
Did
Uh,
Did you see that splash art for Team Fortress, the Surgeon Simulator?
yeah, with the hands.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah. God, this one's so good.
I made me laugh so hard when I saw that on Steam.
Speaking of Steam, I've been every once in a while I will pop into Dota 2 to not play but spectate games. I really enjoy going and spectating Dota 2 games. I don't really know why, but I don't really think I want to play that game anymore. But there's something about watching two teams battle it out on that map that I don't know, kind of does.
That map.
Well, there's only one map, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's fun watching two groups of people that know how to play that game.
Yeah, that's what I can really respect. Like watching these two teams of five clash, and just see, one team just steamroll the other one, and be like, "See you later, beep beep."
Like I would love to see if or what it looked like if someone was spectating one of our Monday night game nights.
Yeah.
Just to show the sheer brutality of what we attack with. Because I mean, sometimes a live stream catches it, but most of the time.
Well, and that's what I'm sort of excited about for these newer consoles, is that live streaming is kind of baked into the experience. It makes that stuff a lot easier, because how long have we wanted to live stream any of these Monday night things, and now you can have 8 people live stream from every possible angle.
Yeah.
That's you want to watch Knobs playing Monday night, great. You want to watch Soul Man playing Thursday night, sure. Just go fire up their channels, whatever. That makes it pretty. I think that's one of the things I'm most excited about.
I'm really pumped for that, just to play some DOA.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
man, that's gonna be awesome.
And if you can
Live
get like
streams on these fights.
the whole chat channel going in that little window on the side too, like that just sounds so cool. Hi Sam. And the last game I played, Borderlands 2, played to completion, the Tiny Tina Assault on Dragon Keep DLC.
Oh, how was it?
That's the best DLC, flat out,
So I'm
hands
probably
down.
gonna do that today.
My girlfriend and I played it on first playthrough, just to kind of. It's 105 degrees here. I don't want to fight over Borderlands 2 DLC. So we yesterday, while we were hiding from the heat, we just kind of played through about 75% of it. Easily the funniest piece of DLC. For those of you that don't know what it is, it's basically Tiny Tina and 3 of the original Vault Hunters are playing D&D together. And you're playing as D&D characters in their game. So everything that they're doing, rolling for initiative, rolling for who's going to talk to who, all that stuff is reflected in the game.
Really?
Yeah, alongside what Tiny Tina describes in the world changes based on what she's talking about. So just incredibly interesting use of their engine, and features. Everything is entirely new. New enemies, new weapons, new buildings, new textures, everything. I can't name something that's the same from the game proper.
Nice.
And it's pretty long. I think we spent, to do 100% of it on just the first playthrough, I think we spent a good 8-9 hours. So for $10, I mean, it's super great, and it actually. Probably my favorite thing. Actually, I won't. Of course, since it's only been out for like 5 days, I won't spoil anything. But actually wraps up the entire storyline for Borderlands 2.
Really?
And like kind of puts a nice bow on the entire thing.
So you're not thinking no season? No, you're not thinking no. God, you're not thinking there's going to be a season 2 DLC?
I would really like there to be, because I think there's still plenty of stuff that they can do, but I kind of like that they took the opportunity, even if they don't, that we've tied up all the loose ends, sort of story-wise.
The game kind of has a nice send-off.
Yeah, exactly. Askewed One in chat brings up a good point. Says, don't think it's a hazard here, but make it through the base game first. Yeah, the beginning of the DLC has a giant spoiler for Borderlands 2. So, and it's also, the DLC starts at level 30, So probably not gonna be able to start it until you finish the game anyway. So probably not too much of a concern there. But super cool stuff. Tons of really cool enemies. One of my buddies at work was talking about he and some people at work are playing through on second playthrough. And they said that on the harder difficulties, a lot of the enemies have different resistances, exactly like an actual RPG. So, like, skeletons are going to be weak towards fire, and stuff like that, but they're going to be strong against this other stuff.
Yeah, those bones burn so nice.
Oh, those bones. So, just really super great. A bunch of really funny quests. There's a really great Dark Souls quest in there. There's also a really great MMORPG quest in there. Just a lot of really great, and Torg comes back. So
yeah, I saw that in the trailer.
He is the best. He's the best ever, really. And a really, really cool one of those circles of carnage. What are those called? I don't even remember. Those like 5-round battleground things. One of those comes back, and it is super cool. A lot of really cool environmental hazards in this one. So you can't really just find one place to stick and just kind of shoot from there the whole time. Really cool. Well worth it.
Is there a good raid boss in it?
Yeah. It's really, really, really good. Yeah, we fought that last night, and even on the first difficulty, it was pretty tough. And you get, no joke, like 40 treasure chests after that. And
nice.
The cool thing about the DLC is the regular treasure chests now have 2 pairs of dice on them. And if you just want to roll one of them, that's fine. It's a D20. But if you want to roll 2, it's 5 iridium. And the better you roll, the better loot is in the chest. So if you roll a 1, it gives you a piece of iridium and 4 bombs. But if you roll a 20, you're going to get at least 1 purple, if not one of those... what's the highest one? The pearlescent? You might even get a pearlescent popping out of that. If you're rolling higher than 20, if you're doing 2 of them, then you're going to get multiple pieces of really, really good loot.
Oh, I wonder if I can start using my badass points for luck.
Yeah, if only. But yeah, that whole DLC, it's easily the best out of both games. Easily the best piece of DLC, the most fun, the most varied, pokes a lot of fun at a lot of fantasy stuff and a lot of geek stuff. Just fantastic. It's really, really great. But that's all I've been playing this week. So let's take a break.
Wow. Alright.
Sam, where'd you go? Well, don't howl in the other room.
Meow.
Ugh.
Meow.
What's the weather like now?
Hot.
It seems like it's getting hotter. Well, because it's 2 o'clock, that's why.
Is it muggy?
Yeah, a little bit. That's sort of the worst part about it. Like, it's always dry here. Well, it says it's only 95. I beg to differ. Come here. Come on. Okay, go over there. Fine.
No, that's...
Toxic Joker says, Boston, I have codes for everyone for Rare,
bitch.
Relic, and Borderlands 2 for all systems. Could I post it on here? Yeah, post on here, post in the forums, whatevs. I'm easy going. It's all good.
Man, I am struggling with passwords today.
Just one of those days.
It's the brain cloud.
This is going to be a short episode.
No, there's not much coming out.
There isn't anything coming out. Oh, man. Alright, I'm ready to kick this pig whenever you are.
Alright.
Oh, God. Persona Gold says, talk about Atlas. We'll be talking about that in RPG Love next week. We should have more info on it, too, then. But Atlas USA is fine.
Yeah, I've read those articles, too.
Yeah.
Wait, no, what are you guys talking about? Ah, no, we're alright.
Yeah, no, we're good. We got it. Don't you worry.
If any company knows their market, it's Atlas.
I would be very curious to see what their marketing plans are, because they're them Xseed and Axis Games are like the definition of niche publishers.
Well, they do it right. They don't overreach what they're going to sell.
Yeah. Yeah, like they're coming out with Etrian Odyssey 4. They know exactly what they need to do with that and exactly how many copies they need to come out
Right.
with.
They're going to say, if you know what, Access Rust is 250,000 copies. That's it.
I think that's a wild success for them, honestly. I think a success for them is like 50,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they typically don't make too many copies. You know, their biggest hit has been Persona 4, and I think that sold 1 million and change.
I mean, you got to think. I mean, they probably didn't produce more than 2 million copies of that game.
No, and I think
they have that capstone. It's not like a game that they're expecting to do well that flops. Like I can imagine a game like Brink, they produced like 30 million copies,
Yeah.
and they sold like 10,000.
Yeah, and then just like, welp, put them in a landfill, I guess.
Yeah, why not? I heard somebody wants to dig up that landfill with the ET things.
Yeah, they're gonna make a documentary about it allegedly. I would watch the hell out of that.
Yeah,
Because I bet they're gonna dig it up and it's empty.
yeah. Someone already beat him to the treasure.
Yeah,
It's
there's
like,
just
did
a note
anybody
in
find
there.
that? Did anybody find that Jeep from Uncharted or Tomb Raider? Remember when Tomb Raider 2 came out for the movies? They buried that Jeep and gave all these people these weird like clues to find it.
I don't think anyone cared.
I don't think anybody ever cared, or nor anyone found it.
Probably in a mountain in Peru, poisoning some water supply.
Probably sitting somewhere in the Midwest.
Oh God.
Some guy out there with his little thing. Hey, I found a big asteroid. No, it's a Wrangler.
Yeah. Aw. All right. Let's kick this thing.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We have releases. Downloadable
La 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 la.
downloadable games this week. Double Jump for Connect for XBLA. Connect for 400 points.
I like how this is Doodle Jump for Connect. Connect required. And it's like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
You think Connect's in the name. I think you already
I think
beat
we
that.
got that covered.
Hotline Miami for PlayStation Network. It's a PlayStation Vita cross-buy as well for $10.
That seems like a pretty cool game to play on Vita. I think that would control pretty well.
It looked kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like I saw a lot of screenshots, like pig people. I'm down.
Yep.
PlayStation Plus members, Virtue's Last Reward is free.
Yeah. You should probably play 999 first, but it's not required.
Nah. Oh, bless you, Samson. U.S. release for the week of July 1st, 2013. Happy Independence Day. Nothing is coming out.
We ain't found poops. Moving on to news stories. We got one good news story and then 3 bad ones. The good one, though, is Syndicate's spiritual successor hits Kickstarter. This was the thing that was teased a couple weeks ago, titled Satellite Rain. Basically, 5 live studios, 5 dudes coming, from some dudes who worked on
Syndicate Wars.
Darksiders. The head is Mike Diskett, who's the lead of Syndicate Wars.
Yeah.
They're making another top-down Syndicate game, and everything they're saying sounds a lot like Syndicate and Syndicate Wars.
Nice.
So I need to figure out how much of my money I'm going to give them, and then give them a lot of my money, because I need this game in my life.
I would be excited. I would wonder how that game would be received, knowing how well everyone liked XCOM.
Yeah, and I think it's sort of the right time for it. It seems like after XCOM, people are a lot more interested in strategy games in general, and I think when you start talking about... I think a lot of people don't remember how innovative and how open the original Syndicate games were, where you could tackle any mission 5 different ways. You could go in guns blazing, or you could go in sneaking, or you could just knock out the Persuadatron and get 80 people behind you with guns.
And start a riot.
Don't do anything. I'm so excited for this game because I really want to have that experience again of taking over the world as that corporation.
Or just a new version of it. I'm
Yeah.
just I my favorite thing to do in that game was get a whole bunch of people all wound up and then walk away from the computer and just come back an hour later. It's like, oh, they killed everything.
Yeah, the town was
Shocker.
destroyed.
What happened? Oh, anarchy reigned.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm excited. The one thing I really hope they keep in that game is the research. That was one of my favorite parts where like, all right, I'm going to have two scientists go over and research a new type of legs. And then like 2 missions later, they come back with some super robot legs. And what's up? Now my dudes can run super awesome.
It's chicken legs.
He's got chicken legs. So, yeah, we're going to be following this one probably pretty closely. So that's so pumped. But 3 bad news stories. We should have ended off with that one.
Why not?
id Software president departs after 17 years. Todd Hollinshead, who you probably have seen but didn't know the name of, joined id in 1996 as CEO and moved to the president role in 2009 during the ZeniMax purchase. Man, that's a bummer. I feel like this is kind of the last of the old guard of id, kind of saying like, "Hey, man, this ZeniMax thing is messed up. I'm out of here."
Yeah,
This is kind of a bummer.
now we're gonna get like these weird half-completed games.
Well, and it's kind of concerning that was it
Because
Doom 4 keeps getting sent back to the drawing board.
yeah,
You know, and Carmack's not there. Romero, of course, isn't there. Who was the third guy? The other guy with the long hair.
I don't remember the other hippie's name.
Yeah, he was pretty instrumental, but he didn't get as much credit as the other guys got. But like all of the 5 dudes working in their college dorm room putting up the Doom shareware on a BBS. You know, like that company isn't there anymore, and for people like you and I who were
Could that
Doom,
still be id?
yeah, well, especially with like Doom and Quake being so instrumental in us being proud to be a PC gamer back during those days. Now we look at it as sort of like it's like Maxis, where it's sort of like, well, they got the same name, but it really ain't the same. You know, it's sort of it's kind of a bummer. You know,
It's
now
just one of those things where you can't feel tied to that company as a fan anymore because the core of what you loved is gone.
yeah, and you used to be able to feel just like with Blizzard still.
Or
You know,
Iron Storm. Like the second the West left, I was like, yeah, I don't care what you guys make.
yeah. Well, and it's the same thing as like Blizzard nowadays, Valve. You know, when they put out something, you know you're going to get that thing day one, and it's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And you used to know that for id for a good long time, but now,
Well, I mean, they haven't really knocked one out of the park. Rage was kind of disappointing. Even Doom 3 was a little disappointing.
yeah, it was a great game, but not as immediately appealing as some of the other titles in their catalog.
I think out of their last 4 releases, I really think Quake 4 is the only one that really knocked it out of the park. Because
Yeah.
Quake 4 was astounding, and no one
Surprisingly.
played it.
But I don't even think id made that. I think they just published it.
Ravensoft did that, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, talk about another developer in trouble. Man. Poor guys.
We're just full of birds, a little ray of sunshine. We're a little somber, and now we're reading
Yeah.
crappy news stories.
It's just the dehydration talking. Next news story, NVIDIA Shield pushed back from next week to sometime next month. Apparently their final round of QA found that there was a mechanical problem they, quote, weren't happy with, end quote. Allegedly, it can be traced back to a third-party vendor who they're working with to resolve the issue. Man, if I was NVIDIA, I'd be a little bit worried about that at this point, because I feel like after they dropped the $50 on it, you know, it's 300 even. I think everyone was sort of like, all right, now we're starting to talk. That could be pretty okay. And then, you know, they had sort of had the perfect marketing storm. At the last moment, they had to sort of say, well, it's getting pushed back another month-ish.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, it's
I
bad.
ho I'm really wondering if this thing's a flop, can the video survive?
Yeah, I mean, I don't
I
know.
mean, if you draw took down THQ,
I think the only thing that can make us feel better is that Intel is sort of king of the desktop chips right now and server chips. Nobody's buying AMD for servers, for God's sakes. Um, so I think at that point, it's not like AMD has the opposite problem, where nobody wants their chips, everyone wants their GPUs, and Nvidia has the inverse problem, where it's like Intel's like, well, we're fine. Everyone's buying these, these i5s, i7s, whatever.
yeah.
The video card department isn't doing so hot right now. That's fine. We could eat some of that cost for a little bit. Um, you
But
know,
how long do you think Intel's going to eat that?
um, I don't know. I mean,
Till they jettison the actual brand name, because technically that's all they bought.
yeah, oh, exactly. Yeah. I mean, when you start talking about NVIDIA's core chip technologies, they probably didn't care because they're Intel. Like,
Yeah,
well, I think we got chips. We're doing okay on that front.
I think we got chips.
Yeah, yeah, I think. Oh, yo, you want chip? We got chips.
It's inside.
God, I forgot about that. Um, but yeah, like I think you bring up a good point. How much? I don't know what else Intel does other than CPUs and GPUs. I'm sure they have a bunch of other, like Honda.
Yeah.
Make lawnmowers too. You're probably going to be okay if one division is really sucking. But what else does I don't know what else Intel has, and how long are you going to wait for your chips to come to be first in line again?
Yeah, it's the same thing like whatchamacallit, like Nvidia or not Nvidia,
AMD.
Mitsubishi.
Oh
No,
yeah.
Mitsubishi. Like I never understood how much of a conglomerate that business
Oh
is.
yeah.
All the things they make is just insane.
Yeah. So I don't know. The Shield. I would like it to do well because it's a cool idea, but I feel like every time something comes out, it takes away more steam from this train.
I think it's one of those products that missed its time and place. I
Yeah.
think if this hit the market around, even though technology wasn't there, but if it hit the market probably before gaming on cell phones really took off,
Oh yeah.
I think its niche would have been secured.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have the DS, the 3DS, the Vita, and PISP. Like it just there's so much in that market right now that no one really wants to play.
And everyone has a smartphone that they want to use for everything, including light gaming or
Yep.
hardcore gaming, whatever. You can play Final Fantasy V on your smartphone, and it works fine. Like you can do. A lot of people are trying to get less devices in their bag, and if that's if their smartphone can do one more thing, great, they'll
Yeah.
do it on that. So. But the last news story is one that I almost didn't think about including, but the more I'm thinking about it, the more it's kind of a bummer. Xbox One will not come with a wired headset in the box. Microsoft is instead pushing gamers to use the Kinect's microphone array that they're talking about. But you know what? This is a super
This is
bummer, and not
yeah.
all Xbox 360s came with a headset because the arcade and the core ones never did. But like the middle line and then the Elite or whatever they were calling it for a while, those always did. And if you compare the PS3 and the 360, it was always such a hurdle on the PS3 to get people to voice chat online because they had to go get this Bluetooth thing or they had to get this USB thing that had such a long cord or something. They
Yeah.
had to go out and buy something when they already spent so much money on the console. But at this point, I feel you can't use your 360 headset on the Xbox One controllers. They won't work. It's a different connector. You can't
Even
use
the wireless ones?
yeah.
Great.
You can't use any of the old ones, not even the third-party ones, not nothing. They're changing everything. So they're introducing yet another hurdle into this console that was such a strong selling point for the 360, which is you buy the 360, you buy an HDMI cable for like $3, and you have everything.
Yep.
You have everything you need to play online with your friends. Voice chat, do everything. You don't need to go out and buy. You didn't have to start this shopping list of, someone could. The best thing about the 360 is someone could ask you, "Oh man, which 360 should I buy?" And you can say, "Well, don't buy the core, buy anything else," and you got everything. But with the
you're ready to go.
with the early PS3s, buy a PS3, buy a headset, buy this thing, buy that thing. It started becoming a shopping list that I'm worried. With the Xbox One being $100 more than the PS4, I'm worried that that's another ding.
I mean, even if it's like $15, $20, it's still another. Oh, come on, get down. It's still another thing that you have to go out and get.
Yep, and controllers are $60.
That was the thing that worked so well with the 360, and probably is the reason why it became such a social gaming console.
Yep.
Was it had a unified headset that you knew you had this. It worked with everything. Didn't matter.
Everyone had it.
You didn't have to sync with anything. You just plugged it in and it worked.
Yep. Yeah, and everyone that bought a 360, for the majority of, especially for people that we're going to be playing with, had one. So we're never getting in this situation of like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't play this game with you because I don't have a headset.
But I mean, it was like Donnie's cat ate his. I just ran him my backup, like down the street.
Yep. Yeah. So that's, to me, that's a bigger bummer than I think it needs to be. And for all the stuff you're already getting in that box, just throw in the headset. Come on.
Really, I mean, how much could a headset really set them back in a core cost?
Well, and they don't even have MSRP on the headset yet, nor do they have a release date.
What?
So hopefully it'll come out when the console comes out. If not, I'm sure that the Kinect microphone array technology has improved quite a bit after the first Kinect, but I still don't want to use it because my Kinect is going to be right next to my TV and right under my TV's soundbar.
Yeah.
So no matter what noise canceling thing, if I'm going to be playing some sort of first-person shooter with my friends, it's going to be loud.
Well, I mean, I'm sitting on a corner adjacent with 5.1. How is it going to cancel all that noise?
Well, and how is it going to balance...
And I'm 20 feet away from it.
Well, and how is it going to balance the voice, your friends, too?
Yeah.
Because those are going to have to come out of the same speaker that... that's the great thing about the headset for the 360. Is it's just like this Skype conversation we're having right now. Skype is coming through our headsets, and we still have our speakers to go do whatever other business we need, but it works. And that's what I'm concerned about with the Xbox One, is it's another hurdle that doesn't need to be there. But
that's frustrating.
We'll see in a couple of months.
One of the things they got right, they got so wrong again.
Mm-hmm. But we'll see in November.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Also doesn't have a firm release date either. But that's all of our news story. Let's take a break.
Actually, I have to pee.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. boy, CPU. He's a good boy. I forgot how sensitive that microphone is. Oh, speaking of crazy, did you read Age of Ultron?
Yeah, I do not understand what happened at the end of that.
Well, I spoiled it last week in the chat.
Oh.
So I think we could talk about it candidly.
If anyone is still reading Age of Ultron, just mute for like 5 minutes.
Do you know who that is?
I do not. I think I was gonna look it up. I think that's the only part I'm really confused about.
Okay, just so you know how crazy that is.
Mm-hmm.
That is Angela,
Mm-hmm.
the Hellspawn Slayer from Spawn.
Shit. What the hell?
Out of the myriad of things that I could have ever guessed would happen at the end of a series,
That's the last thing you could have guessed.
that would be so far off the radar.
My god. Did you read Age of Ultron 10 AI?
Yes.
That, at the end of that too, I was just like, "Pfft, okay. I don't know anything anymore about this universe. Jesus.
Like, I don't know. Like, I went back and reread all of issue 10 again,
Mm-hmm.
thinking I had to have missed something, and then I went back and read all 10 issues back to back to back. I'm like, what? How did this happen?
Yeah.
What or why? Like that, it just blew my mind.
Yeah. I knew that was a big deal because it was like a big 2-page full spread, but I was just like, I don't know what's going on at all.
I mean, that was a huge splash they put on there too, but that not only does that make no sense, but I don't know where that goes.
Yeah, I don't. That's so confusing. I'm really excited. I hope that they. I really can't wait until they collect every issue of everything in one of those big books, because I really want to read all the. Like, I read Wolverine and X-Men when they come out, and I read some of the other X-Men comics, but I know I'm missing some of the other Age of Ultron ones.
You're not.
I want to read all that stuff.
I have the list of them, and I've been kind of picking them as they're going.
Yeah.
Or as it was going. So I mean, the Fearless Defenders, Uncanny Avengers.
Yeah.
All that other stuff. I can't believe my cloud collection of comic books is 177 right now.
Oh god, I wonder how much mine is, because I've been buying them a little too much.
Superior Spider-Man has been fantastic.
I was thinking about starting to read that.
Oh, please do. It's
my total comics are 337.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
I've been reading a lot of Marvel. Well, I really like Wolverine and the X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, and then the new X-Men with the all-female X-Men.
Oh, yeah.
That one's been really good.
Yeah,
And fucking... Are you reading Hawkeye?
No, everyone keeps talking about it. It's got my interest
read
peaked.
Hawkeye. God damn, is that... Oh my god. It's so fucking good.
Okay. If you want a springboard for Superior Spider-Man, download Amazing Spider-Man 700.
Okay.
And if it doesn't have you interested by the end of that issue, you're not gonna like the series.
Amazing Spider-Man 700. Let me just.
Yep.
Let me at least look at it. Volume 2, I'm assuming.
Probably one of the best covers of all time, too. That cover's amazing.
Oh man, you know what's actually had a lot of good covers is X-Men Legion.
You know what? I haven't been picking that up yet.
It's okay. I like it because it's trying to tell a different story, but damn, that is a good cover.
Invincible keeps getting better. Amazing, dude. Iron Man Volume 5 is outstanding.
Yeah, I've really been enjoying that. I
The new
haven't caught up. I'm like 2 issues behind, but
the new Nova is fucking great.
I've been meaning to pick that up. Why is this issue Spider-Man 700 $8? 97 oh, it's 97 pages. That's
It's
why.
long.
Buy issue. Oh, they changed their website. Snazzy.
The only thing I don't like, alright, the my only complaint about Comixology, I love their Android app. Their Windows 8 app is dog shit.
Yeah, it sounds like they kind of put out something that works.
Right, it works, but there's no organization in any of this.
So it's just like the order you purchase them?
Not even that. Like, it gets garbled.
Oh, man.
Like, trying to dig something up, it's like, oh, look at this issue, and I gotta sit here and think about what does the cover look like?
Yeah.
And All New X-Men's been great, too.
Oh, man, all new X-Men and Uncanny X-Men are astounding. All new, the latest one was Magic and Limbo, right?
Yes.
And Doctor Strange?
Yes, I believe so.
To? Yeah.
I believe so. But yeah, but even some of the weirder stuff that I've been reading, Atomica is just so bizarre. That is just a weird book.
I've been, I just started reading East and West, which so far is pretty okay.
I think you'd like Exo Man of War, the new run of it.
I've been meaning to check that out. I started to check out, what's that new comic that Cable's in? Damn it, I'm gonna have to buy this later.
You okay?
I'm okay. I'm just trying to move. I'm so gross over here. All right, let's
All right, yeah.
let's
before we get too deep in that rabbit hole.
Yeah. Oh, I was trying to pull up emails that we talk about. Okay. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk about emails.
Emails.
We have an email from Mystic Synergy. Hello, gaming gurus of greatness. Hello, sir and madam. Or madam, whatever. It's too hot in here. I was listening to the latest podcast. So some of these emails, preface here, some of these emails could be around 3 weeks old because of, how we've been recording with E3 and all that. So,
okay.
I was listening to the latest podcast. I remember hearing Knobs talk about Scorched Earth. He mentioned something about wanting the game to come back or something, and for that I have an answer. Enter Scorched 3D, an open source free to download Scorched Earth game. He should check it out. We already have, and it's close, but something.
It's
a little
not.
off.
It's not right.
It's not the mother of all games.
No, it is not, sir.
It's close.
we tried. Man, we went on that. We went off the deep end. That was in college when we were trying every iteration that we found of Scorched, and nothing added up.
Yep. So
nothing added up to it.
Nothing will ever be good enough. I'm sorry. He says, as for my question, what is your favorite gamer snack, be it healthy, unhealthy, to munch on while you game? He says, mine would have to be chocolate granola clusters. He says, delicious to the max.
Oh, man. Mine would probably be a big helping of water and pretzels.
Yeah, mine is...
like little pretzel minis.
Oh, yeah. Mine is water or something really big. And, yeah, like that. And a lot of times we have a lot of packages of those, like those tiny packages of those Pirates Booty. Those little, like, popcorn things. They're a little too messy, but they're good, so whatever.
Oh, Cheez-Its are another one.
Yeah.
I can't get enough Cheez-Its.
I kind of don't eat while I'm gaming a lot anymore. I don't know why.
I'm always talking to somebody anymore.
Yeah.
Where you're like, you take a bite and somebody asks you a question, you're like, oof.
All right, moving on to the next email from Randy, aka a skewed one. Says, greeting TVGPers.
Hello.
Greetings. Given the apparent... Okay, so this is a rather long one, but it's called Steambox Point 5. Given the apparent yet never really consistent want I seem to keep hearing from varied gaming media for the last couple of years for a Steam console, it would seem somewhat logical that some people would feel the market would be ready for a pure digital console. The more I think about what Microsoft seemed to be trying to do, the more I'm confused by what they did.
Yep.
With the DRM as it was described, it felt like they were pushing towards pure digital content, but by still including discs, yet relegating them to only a means to do more to more quickly install the content. They seem to have completely missed out on the fact that people want to say they own something they physically have. In a nutshell, exactly. I feel that if they had gone fully digital, the uproar would not be what it was, and we may be lauding Microsoft for taking a bold step and risking retailers' wrath by cutting them out of the disc-based marketplace, rather than bashing them over draconian measures where the disc means less and less. With still including the physical marketplace, it feels to me like a Steambox Point 5, only released by a different company who smaller devs seem to loathe nowadays. As a side note, with the facts as they stood of only being available for use in 21 countries, feels like they were forced to play their hand much earlier than they wanted to. Either way, I think we're in for an interesting generation over the next few years as this plays out. Look forward to your own opinions on the subject. Yeah, I think one of the biggest disappointments lately is the seemingly quick ramp up and promise of the Steam box, and then the first manufacturer that came out with a price came out at a price that was way too high, and then even Valve was just like, I'm wiping my hands of this. Those guys can do whatever. See you later. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
You know, like, it seems like both there have been two markets that I think that have really been missed in the PC space, and one is easily purchasable HTPCs. It's just like, hey man, hook this thing up, it streams Netflix, you can put your whole movie collection on here, boom. It's really super tiny, it looks like a receiver, whatever.
Yeah.
And the other one is a Steam box. Because if you can tell people, hey, you want to play PC games, but you don't want to go through what a lot of people still think is the arduous process of building a PC, or there's still these crazy people that think it's like $1,500 to buy a gaming PC, which that's still crazy talk and always has been. You can tell them, here's a box that's $500, and it's good. It's not the best gaming PC because, you know, it's $500 and you didn't put it together yourself, but you want to play some recent Steam games that look pretty good. There you go. It's a Steam box. And it fires up right into Steam. You plug your 360 controller into the front end of it. Boom. That's all you need.
I always thought that argument was weird when you tell somebody you spent, like, I mean, I've been building like, my budget for a PC is $1,100.
Yeah.
But I build that PC to last 7 to 8 years.
Yeah. You're building, like, the top-of-the-line PC that you can build.
Right. At that moment. Within that budget. The best I can afford within that budget.
Yep. And that's a lot of PC.
Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, I still have an open PCI Express port. I still have 2 slots open for another 16 gigs of RAM if I need it.
Yeah.
So, that's the way I build it, just so I can expand in, 3 years and get another 3 years on top of that I don't have to worry about specs.
Yep.
That's pretty much how you could either go after it. If I wanted to build something that functions as well as this do in current market, you can easily do that for $500.
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
Yep. And if you can get a tiny case like that, like something that looks like the Xbox One and the PS4, something that looks like a black box that's sitting on your TV, you plug a 360 controller into it, you plug a keyboard and mouse into it, who cares? And either all it does is it fires up into Steam Big Picture mode, or it fires up into some other sort of simple interface. It can run Linux at this point. There's so many games on Linux on Steam.
I mean, even the motherboards, the micro motherboards, are the size of half of a legal envelope. Like
You know, like
they're miniature.
for work, I'm gonna buy a bunch of those Raspberry Pi PCs. Those are the size of a credit card. I'm gonna
Yeah.
Velcro them to the back of a TV that's gonna display diagnostic info. And for $40, I get a PC that has no cables running around it. You know, like the market, the technology is always marching forward, and it seems like it's gotten to the point where micro ATX boards, super small video cards, integrated GPUs, CPUs, all this stuff is sort of at this perfect spot where if you can launch this PC that's running Linux and running Steam on top of Linux, $500. Here's a gaming PC. It fires up in a Steam Big Picture mode. You don't even have to deal with Linux. Whatever. It's just like an embedded OS at that point.
Yeah.
I think the market is ready for it, especially with the pricing for the Xbox One and the PS4. Because if you can market it saying like, hey man, don't want to spend $500 for that thing, spend $500 for this thing that always has backwards compatibility. Boom. Marketing. Drop the mic. You know, like, but it seems like now is the easy sell for that stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
So I don't know why no one's doing it. There has to be something stopping them, but I don't know what it is.
I think it's more the marketplace. I think either way, if Microsoft went the whole hog, total, downloadable distribution, no physical copies, I think they would have caught flack regardless.
I think we're not quite yet there. I think we were getting close at the end of, near the end of this generation, the 7th gen, and I think 8th gen is going to make a lot of really good headway, and I think, like you're seeing, I think the real linchpin of all of this is day one digital. So people don't have to go to the store. If they're still like me, and they still want an actual physical copy of the disc to sit on their shelf for their collection, they still can do that. But the majority of people are going to be like, oh man, Titanfall is out and I can just download it now? Great. Or, hey, I'm drunk and I want to buy a bunch of games like I usually do on Steam. I just spent $180, whatever. You know, like, that sort of stuff is so powerful, and by the end of the 8th generation, I'm sure people are going to be like, oh, that's still coming out on disc? Weird.
Yeah.
You know, imagine if it's 8 years from now, and somebody's like, I just got back from Best Buy and I bought Titanfall 4, and they're like, physically? Like, why? You know, like, that's where the mentality needs to be. Like, when's the last time you bought a physical PC game that wasn't like $5? You know, it wasn't on super sale and you just got the physical one to redeem the code anyway. You know, like but I mean, those are collector's editions. So Knobs was pointing to a bunch of Blizzard games. So that, I think that's always going to be, you know, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Like, I still buy records because I like playing them. I like having the collection of records. I like the sound of them. But they always come with digital download codes. I bought Queens of the Stone Age's new album, and it came with 320k MP3 and FLAC download codes. So, like, I'm sure that those special editions are always going to be around, and then they'll just come with a digital download code. You know, there's always going to be that market, but, you know, the $60 regular DVD case, I feel like over this generation is probably going to start disappearing.
Yeah.
Because
I think if they do go 100% digital, the price for the digital has to be less. It has to be.
Well, and I think that was an interesting thing that Cliffy B was coming out lately and saying, was, you know, AAA games and used titles can't exist in the same marketplace because the price is so high now, and the chance of piracy is so high for all this stuff that it's hard to make those games. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But when you start talking about, you know, that's the reason that a lot of stuff on Steam is so cheap. Because they know you're going to download a copy of the game and not pirate it. Because you're not going to hand it over to your friends. Everyone's, you know, the game a couple weeks later drops to $40 and a bunch of people buy it because it's on sale. Great. You can't do anything with that copy. Which is fine, that marketplace doesn't mind. But I think people need to remember that the PC marketplace and the console marketplace are different, even though they operate similarly. But I think you're absolutely right. If we go to a primarily digital distribution system on consoles, do sales, do some of these like PlayStation Plus is doing right now. Like that game, Virtue's Last Reward is free, but there's 3 titles available for this month that are half off. Great. Like Escape Plan for the Vita is $3.50.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Great, I'll buy that. I already own it, but I'll go buy that. You know, at that point you're getting to impulse purchases, like a brand new copy of a game. If Deadpool right now was on sale for a couple days for $40, people on the fence would probably buy it.
Yep.
Who cares if
that would make that a snap decision.
Yep. Because you'd say,
like,
I want to play that.
My impulse. I mean, I like on Steam, impulse is anywhere between $5 to $20.
Yep.
And then anything of that, I can sit and think about it for a second, and then I'll still buy it. Like if it's like under 40, but 60, you start weighing those numbers out.
Well, I mean, imagine if you turned on your 360 and it said, "Hey, Deadpool is on sale for the next couple days. Download only $40." You'd probably just say, "Yeah,
buy it right now.
Charge it to my card, whatever," and then it just starts downloading. You know, like that's the sort of plus of the digital distribution for both console makers and publishers. So, because Microsoft's going to get their 30% either way.
And that's such a weird, satisfying itch. Yeah. Like the satisfaction isn't immediate. Like, here, I actually legitimately own this thing.
Yeah.
Like, hey, look, I own this. Look what I got! Yay!
Yeah.
This. Look at this. Look at this cool thing.
Look at those shelves behind you with PS2 games.
PS2 and this, or you just look at this like, hey, look, I own all these comic books.
Yep.
That's not as impressive as having a stack of comic books.
Yeah, but what's great is what allows you to what's a little bit freeing about that is it's tied to your account. Log into your account wherever you are. Your 360 dies, great. Get another one, get it repaired. Log into your account, download all your stuff. Cloud saves, great. You don't lose any progress in your game. Perfect.
That's
that's where you need to really start selling these consoles. Is you purchase this game once and you have access to it everywhere.
Yes.
So, I don't know where we were going with that, but digital distribution is pretty sweet.
Yes.
Next email here from Adam R. I currently have both the Xbox One and PS4 pre-ordered, but I realistically will only purchase one this holiday. While the Xbox One's recent change in policy brings them to a more level ground, I have noticed a few other troubling differences in value. With the Xbox One not being always online anymore, is the cloud a really good enough answer to the PS4's superior specs? So he has a couple other questions, but let's address this one first. First, the specs are basically the same. Like 95% of games are going to look exactly the same. And the ones that don't are probably exclusives anyway, or they're PC games. You know, I think when you looked at the PS3 and the 360, the PS3 had more power. Just flat out. You know, it was harder to program for, but you know, it wasn't you know, this is we I'm trying to think.
Use your words.
This isn't the Super NES and the Genesis anymore. You know, they're running the exact same hardware. One of the consoles has faster RAM in it and has more RAM available to it outside of the OS. Beyond that, whatever. So I think Xbox One's... He's asking, is the cloud really good enough answer to the PS4? I think it's still... I think the proof is in the pudding for this cloud thing. Like, of course we're going to be able to do cloud saves. Of course we're going to be doing digital distribution. But, you know, when the... You know, who's making Titanfall? Respawn?
Respawn, yeah.
Respawn saying, well, they're going to do a lot of calculations up in the cloud. Come on. That sounds crazy. You know, like, I know Microsoft, from a marketing standpoint, really wants to sell their cloud infrastructure, because I'm sure they've spent tens of millions of dollars to get this infrastructure up and running. But what does it mean to me as a gamer? I know what it means to me as an IT guy, and that's really cool. But as a gamer, what does it benefit me other than universal cloud saves? Because that already means a lot. Like, if I can go over to someone else's house and start downloading Titanfall and fire up my save game and just start playing, great. But, what is it going to do for me otherwise? Is it going to do physics calculations? Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Is it going to do some sort of, like, world generation? Alright. Stuff does that fine enough. Like, what's in it for me? Other than, like, cloud processing. Oh, yeah. Buzzwords. Yay, cloud.
I like the cloud save. That way my save spot or game save isn't tied to a specific location anymore.
Well, like, the great thing, you have PlayStation Plus too, right?
Nah.
Oh. Well,
I'm an idiot.
So my favorite thing about PlayStation Plus is when I turn my PS3 turns on every morning at like 2 a.m., downloads patches, downloads firmware, and syncs all my save files that I say, yes, I want this thing in the cloud. So every time I turn it on next, it says, hey man, we downloaded this patch for Last of Us, and we also synced your 2 save files, and we downloaded this new firmware. It's ready to install whenever you're ready. Or like it's downloading DLC for your game if it's free. It's downloading all this other stuff. So like in the middle of the night, my console is just turning on and saying like, alright, I got this checklist of things I gotta get. Here, I'll just do it now while you're sleeping. That way you don't have to do the stuff that the PS3 sucked at, which is like, oh, you can't sign in. Sorry, you got to go download this firmware, and it's gonna take forever. Oh, and then it takes
a snapshot of your living room while you're asleep.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine. Nobody's in there, just the cat. But like that sort of stuff, that's the stuff that makes me love these consoles. Like do that sort of automated stuff that I don't want to do. Fire up all these downloadable content. Fire up a game demo that I might like, as long as I have more than half of my hard drive free. Like get more intelligent about downloading patches. My girlfriend and I spent the majority of our time the other day when the Tiny Tina DLC came out, downloading a 2 gig piece of DLC. That sucks. If it could have downloaded that in the middle of the night because I already have the season pass, great. I don't have to be here to do that. It's already free.
Right.
Just take care of it for me. Like Borderlands 2 compatibility packs come out. Download that. They're free. We need them. I don't care. Like that's what I hope this cloud infrastructure gets us. Just this more intelligent processing and downloading of all this stuff. So, that's all I want. I'm easy.
Yeah, just do stuff for me.
Yeah. You're a
that
robot.
I don't have to go, like, and I would like to know if the store would recognize if I had purchased a season pass or not. That I don't have to do that through the in-game marketplace.
Yeah, I hope that stuff gets more intelligent, because you see all that stuff in the Xbox Live Marketplace saying, if you have a season pass, don't purchase this. You'll pay for it twice.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, let's get a little bit more intelligent about that. His other question here, though, says, also with the PS4 including a headset and built-in rechargeable batteries, the Xbox One's $100 difference is a lot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's a good point. The value proposition I always talk about. $100 less and you get 2 more things. You don't get the camera, but most people are freaking out about the Kinect camera and the Xbox One anyway, spying on them. So at this point, Sony might be coming out on top on that, because you make a willing choice to have this camera in your living room. He says, so which console, in your honest opinion, he says, taking into account known exclusives, is the best bang for your buck? I think it's got to be the PS4 if you're getting PlayStation Plus. You probably saw that picture that came out the other day. There was 64 free games.
Yes.
That came out in the first year of PlayStation Plus for $50, and a lot of those games were $60 games.
Oh, they're all tier 1 games. I mean, they've been leading with their best foot forward that entire time. Where it just Live just kind of it seems to be squandering.
Yeah, I mean they need feature parity.
Yep, they do, but I don't know. For me, what it boils down to is that controller. I mean, how well that fits in my hand, and what I feel comfortable playing.
Yeah,
and I'm already familiar with the 360. Overly familiar with the 360 setup, so I'm assuming it's going to be close.
It looks like it's pretty close, yeah.
But But yeah, I mean that's where mine is. I follow the shooters, and believe it or not, Titanfall does have my interest very peaked.
Titanfall looks pretty hot. That was honestly, that was one of the reasons. That was one thing that pushed me into buying an Xbox One. Is I know that's not going to be an exclusive forever, but that seems like a game that I would really, really play with a lot of my friends on live. So,
that's what I mean. That's and I'm not that dude, bro, type of shooter player, but that just looks too cool not to see.
Multiplayer Shogo looks pretty sweet.
Yeah,
that's a game for us. So as somebody who's buying both consoles, I'm probably not your best voice of reason, but probably the PS4. If for less money, you seem to get more stuff. So that seems like a pretty good value.
I can't, and there's no counterpoint to argue against it either. Yeah. And that's...
moving on, next email here from Sam. Hello, TVGP crew. I love the show. Thank you.
Thanks.
If the devs decide not to make single-player games, we will always be online anyway. What do you guys think?
Good point.
Yeah, I mean... Sure.
Even what you were kind of talking about with what the PlayStation Plus does for you sounds a lot like Always On.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's checking in, seeing what you got to do, and does it.
Yep. But that for me is a benefit. It's not connecting online to serve me more ads. It's not saying like I need to turn on at 2 in the morning and you don't get to turn it off because I need to download new ads for the hot new Star Trek movie. Go see it in theaters. Like it's sort of saying like you can turn it on and off. You can change your time and you can say, well, I want to download this, this, and this, but I don't want to download this or this.
Right.
Like, that's at least give me the option. That it's the benefit of it. What am I getting for it turning on in the middle of the night? So, but yeah, I mean. I would find it hard to believe we would be living in a world this generation where we don't have single-player games. There's always going to be some of those I'd like to think. But, I mean, he does have a point. If you're always online, you're always online.
It's an online game. It kind of has to be online as a prerequisite.
Yeah, 2 equals 2. It's... I don't know. It doesn't seem like the death of the single player game is coming rapidly or anything, but
no, I don't think that's something that's ever really going to go away. But I do think it'll be more of a niche as the future rolls on, with more people wanting to play with each other.
It's like JRPGs. That's a niche, a pretty hardcore niche nowadays. There's still games coming out. That's what Atlas does.
Yeah.
So,
and does it well.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to tweets here before we go.
Yay, tweets.
Toxic Joker. So the same thing with emails. We got a bunch of older tweets here. Toxic Joker says, "Awesome show as always, guys. First question is: I've looked everywhere, but does anyone know if PS4 will implement party chat? Yeah, they talked about it in the E3 demonstration that it's cross-game party chat. So just like the Vita." Vita does that. They're just carrying it over.
Nice.
So 2 thumbs up. And he says, name a classic game you want to be on a next-gen console. He says, I would choose a sequel to Chrysalis on NES. That's actually a pretty good choice. Can I say Panzer Dragoon? Although that Crimson Dragon is coming out, I guess.
Panzer Dragoon.
Panzer Dragoon. Oh man, Poke Chop Salad in the chat says Kid Chameleon. I would take a 2D HD, quote-unquote HD remaster of that. That'd be okay. Maybe I could finish the game now with save spots.
Yes, that'd be great.
Just keep it the same. Just put save spots in it.
Oh man, you know what? Since it was mentioned earlier, give me Scorched Earth.
Yep.
Give me the most basic version of that game, Scorched Earth.
XBLA and PSN. Get it done.
Just do that. We'll blow each other up for fun in a real-time, real calculated economy and saving your money.
Yeah.
Because that was so much fun. It's just rolling that bankroll up.
Yeah. He also has another question. What's the best DLC pack for a game you've ever played? He says I'd have to go with Lair of the Shadow Broker for Mass Effect 2. That's up there.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a real good one.
This Tiny Tina DLC is super strong.
Oh man, I don't think I've laughed out loud as much as I did with Torg.
Yeah.
Torg, which is utterly ridiculous. Wow, what DLC that really, really was really good?
I'm trying to think of any.
Man, I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I'm trying to. A lot of pieces of DLC for games that we've purchased haven't radically changed the game. You know, not like Lair of the Shadow Broker did.
I don't know, the last DLC for Attack of the Clones for Saints Row the Third, where it gave you superpowers, was kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Man, but I'm trying to think of something else that just really blew my mind. I know there's one out there that just made the game a totally different game. I'm just drawing a blank on it.
Oh, Pokechopsal in chat says the Shale DLC for Dragon Age Origins. Actually, all DLC packs for both of those games were really good. They added a pretty significant amount of content to both of those games. Just BioWare DLC in general for this gen. Actually, we'll keep thinking about that while we finish up with Toxic Joker's 4 additional questions here from this week. So that was from a week or two ago. So he had some lightning round questions for us. Boston, rank Skyrim, Amalur, and Dragon's Dogma. Dragon's Dogma, Amalur, then Skyrim. Knobs, rank your favorites in order. Saints Row the Third, Left 4 Dead 2, and Unreal Tournament 2K4.
Oh, reverse your order. Unreal, Left 4 Dead, and what was the first one?
Saints Row the Third.
Yeah, Saints Row the Third.
Hannah, we're going to answer for him. Rank your favorites on Vita. Rayman Origins, Luminous, and Metal Gear. So we're going to say Luminous, Rayman Origins, and Metal Gear?
I would say Metal Gear first.
Oh, okay.
I would say Metal Gear, Luminous, and Rayman.
There we go. 2 takes. And his last question, my friend and her fiance want a game that is co-op like Dead Space 3. All I could think was Borderlands 2. Any suggestions? Borderlands 2.
Borderlands 2.
And especially with the Season Pass, you have so much game there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just an astounding amount of game. Across 3 playthroughs,
Yep.
a main campaign, and 4 DLC.
Close to 200 hours, easily.
Mm-hmm. My girlfriend and I are still playing it, and we've been playing it since it came out. So, you probably can't miss. And I'm sure the base game, you can probably find it for $30. So for $60, you can get that and the Season Pass. Come on.
Yeah, can't beat it.
Just do it. Alright, my voice is getting tattered at this point, so let's close out this show. Thanks for everyone writing in over the last couple weeks. You can find us at tvgp.tv, email us at tvgpfans@gmail.com, tweet us at tvgp, and everything else is on the right-hand side of the page.
And please join the forums. Don't forget to mark yourselves on the map and join us for our game nights, which would be Monday night, Left 4 Dead 2 on the 360, 10 p.m. EST. DLC recommended, but really don't need it. Usually Thursday night Steam game night. That's 10 p.m. EST as well. Pretty much look at we have a giant collection of lists of games that most people own and which ones are most across the board. Most of them are shooters, so we're working on it.
Yeah. And don't forget to watch the live stream, twitch.tv/E1M1 Network. If you can't catch it live, don't worry. All the stuff is archived there and exported to YouTube. So check out a whole bunch of places on the right-hand side of the page. We'll see you all next week.
Laters. I've got 2 titles.
Okay.
I've got Those Bones. And then when you said Xbex, really made me laugh inside.
Xbex?
Xbex. X-B-E-X. When you were saying Xbox. You're like, hey, Xbex.
Chat has It's Just Fun to Kill Your Friends, which...
No, we can't do that.
Yeah, that ties into my first title, which is Admissible.
Admissible.
I'm a hacker, sitting in cellophane, Those bones burn so nice. I kind of like that one. I kind of like I'm a hacker. It's really simple. Either that or admissible. Because that was kind of a fun conversation.
Yeah, we kind of got off kind of crazy little start, didn't we?
It's so hot. My brain.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, by the way, speaking of my brand, have you seen that Mass Effect My Brand video?
No.
Do a YouTube search. Someone did that commercial with, but there's something wrong with Shepard's model, and he's bugging out. It's amazing.
So Mass Effect, my brand.
Yeah.
I still. How long have we been doing that? My brand thing.
It's been out for like 4 years, I think.
Oh, with these eyes.
I
specialize. My brand.
You need to watch that for that scene with I got specialize. I watched it I think 10 times yesterday.
I'll check that out as soon as we get off.
All right, which title are we using? Admissible. I'm a hacker.
I guess I'm a hacker. Sounds fine.
Yeah, that'll work. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 297 for July 1st. Nope, July Colin Firth.
July calendar.
It's so hot. Take 2.
2.
Starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 297 for July 1st, 2013. I'm a hacker.
It's admissible.
Alright, we are done recording.
And I'm hitting stop.
Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us on live stream. See you next week.